One Zambia, one nation. Thank you for joining us on Zanis News. With the news, I'm Faith Katai. The headlines. Government recruits 314 cholera volunteers. Lubambala Correctional Farmer increased maize production. World Vision donates 1.6 million kwacha worth of school furniture to Kafue. Plus, Women's Day preparations heightened. The news in detail. The Civil Service Commission has announced that over 300 health workers who were volunteering during the cholera epidemic have been recruited into the civil service countrywide. Commission Chairperson Jorwe Beani says 314 health workers have been appointed in the Phase 1 of the recruitment of the cholera volunteers. Dr. Beani says this follows the presidential directive to absorb the volunteers into civil service. Several health workers volunteered to work in various cholera centers dotted across the country. Dr. Beani says names of successful candidates will be published in the print media on Thursday, 7th March 2024. He adds that the list of the successful candidates will also be posted at the Hero Stadium and advise them to collect appointment letters at the Public Service Management Division office starting on Monday, 11th March 2024.
The Commission has proceeded to appoint the 314 health workers as Phase 1 of the process, in accordance with the Presidential Directive to absorb into the civil service all the men and women who volunteered to work in various cholera centers that were dotted across the country. Members of the press, the Civil Service Commission is pleased to announce that the successful candidates of Phase 1 recruitment of the cholera volunteers should check their names in the Times of Zambia, the Zambia Daily Mail, and the New Diggers, as well as the Civil Service Commission and the Ministry of Health websites and the Facebook pages tomorrow, Thursday, 7th March 2024. Further, the list to be posted here at the Hero Stadium. Those appearing on the list should collect their appointment letters at the Public Service Management Division, PSMD offices, starting Monday the 11th of March 2024.
Government has today hosted the first ever Youth Career Fair in celebration of the National Youth Week 2024 under the theme Zambia at 60, Be the Change. Speaking in a speech read for her by Minister of Water Development and Sanitation, Mike Mposha, Vice President Mtale Nalumango says government is committed to creating an enabling environment for youth development. Ms. Nalumango states that government will continue to invest in education, skills training and entrepreneurship programs to empower the youth and unleash their full potential. Details in this report.
Government has lined up a series of activities ahead of the International Youth Day, which will fall on 12th March 2024. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts has held a careers fair as part of the National Youth Week activities.
2024 National Youth Week. The Youth Careers Fair underscores the commitment of the New Dawn administration to develop and empower our youth. The event aligns with the theme of this year's Youth Day celebrations, which is Zambia at 60, Be the Change. Distinguished guests, I want to emphasize that the youth are the future. The youth are the future and are catalysts of change. It is our collective duty, therefore, to ensure that the youth of this country, are equipped with skills and resources to seize opportunities to enable them thrive in a rapidly evolving world. As government, we desire to have a population of young people with strong entrepreneurial skills and capabilities. We want our youth to be self-reliant enterprising, and outward-looking. Our youths should be able to take advantage of the available opportunities to transform their lives in order for them to contribute to national development.
And Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, Elvis Nkando, has urged youth to embrace their full potential.
So, as I said that it's timely, please, young people, be the change. We should also be reminded that we should not just be critics. We need also to participate. Let us be in that arena that Daniel talked about. There are a lot of young people who are sitting right now in their respective homes, awaiting government just to go and give them handouts. That time is long gone. Make a step. Make a step. Be a change. See to it that you also help others. That is very, very important. We should take advantage of your energy. We should take advantage of your creativity, your innovative ideas, and I believe the sky may not be the limit for you, the young people of this important country, Zambia.
United Nations Zambia country representative interpreted this year's theme.
These activities serve to encourage all of us to remain proactive at our individual level and realize the role we can play in shaping a sustainable future and be the change. In this light, the United Nations in Zambia remains committed to supporting the government in its effort to implement initiatives that empower young people through education, skills development, employment, as well as entrepreneurship in order to achieve economic transformation and sustainable development, which of course has to be in line with the National Development Plan as well as the Agenda 2030. Among the wide range of programs that we support, the United Nations has been working with governments on the GRZ UN Joint Program on Youth, which continues to provide a blueprint for collective action in addressing youth empowerment and employment needs.
Meanwhile, a youth representative, Lesa Lesa, thanked government for the fair.
We see to pursue success, and we've chosen to embark this with a positive sense in the society, in the matters of lasting legacy and, of course, integrity to the nation at large. Now, with these initiatives and these exhibitions put in front of you, these are just to engage conversations for the youth to be relentless in this endless community of opportunities. Being that a nation that has given us so much opportunities, it's now up to us as youth to actually take it. And my fellow change makers, these youth sitting right here, Imiti, Kula, Empanga, and these are the change makers of tomorrow. Now, let's dare and embark this journey as we remain Zambia at 60, be the change.
Munachwende for Zanis in Lusaka.
Still on issues concerning youths, Lusaka Province Minister Shaw Muliata says women play a key role in transforming notorious youth who terrorize neighborhoods, popularly known as junkies. Ms. Muliata says junkies deserve motherly love from their parents for them to transform into better citizens. The minister said most junkies originate from functional homes that have mothers and therefore can be persuaded from engaging in destructive vices by their guardians. She has urged mothers to take keen interest in the well-being of their children by shaping their behavior and praying for them to do better. Junkies have been terrorizing neighborhoods in some parts of Lusaka by engaging in criminal activities that include theft and harming innocent residents.
I sometimes feel very sad when our own children are called junkies. The children that we bore in our wombs, 9 months. Today these children are out there and we want to call them names like junkies. So it takes a woman and a father in a home, show motherly love to that boy so that they may come back. It's a power of motherhood. It's a power of love. It's a power that was given to us by God. Let's bring back our children. No child is entitled to be outside there to torment other people, to beat other people, to steal things from people, to kill people when mothers, us mothers, are there. A mother is a church on itself. When you pray for your family, nothing can go wrong. This is a message to the mothers.
More in the news. Zambia News and Information Services Zanis Director Lois Saili has challenged women to rise above limitations that hinder them from realizing their potential. Mrs. Saili, the first woman to be at the helm of Zanis, says it is high time that women fought the socialization that restricts their development. She was speaking during a special program on Zanis TV ahead of the Women's Day commemoration dubbed Investing in Women and Girls. Pethias Mutale now reports.
Invest in women and girls, accelerate progress is the 2024 International Women's Day theme. It highlights the importance of gender equality, women and girls' empowerment, and their rights to healthier lives. Indeed, some women have already lived this theme. One example is Miss Lois Saili, a prominent Zambian journalist and the first woman to serve as Zambia News and Information Services Zanis Director, after rising through the ranks and fell. Speaking during a Zanis special program dubbed Investing in Women, Ms. Saili said even if she has reached this far, she has not forgotten how difficult it is for a woman to navigate smoothly in a male-dominated industry.
In terms of challenges, what are some of the challenges that you faced in your career path?
So one of the challenges I've faced is in my career is that sometimes you get male counterparts who think lowly of you. They think that you're not as good as they are. But I've never allowed that to get to me. I think I've worked in such a way that at the end of it all, they believe that I'm just as good, and in certain cases, better.
Ms. Saili dived deeper into the journey of Zanis as its director.
I think is a better place than we were. You yourself have witnessed that we have procured equipment for our provincial offices. We've also procured public address systems for all the 10 provincial offices. The challenge remains with the district offices. Faith, we are also aware that just in the last 2 years, we have established the Zanis TV. Zanis TV was not there before I came. It was a project that had been on the drawing board for quite a long time.
For sure, Ms. Saili is among thousands of Zambian women who have confronted the stereotype that women are lesser than men. Pethias Mutale, Zanis News in Lusaka.
Meanwhile, Ethel Chanda reports that as the International Women's Day commemoration approaches, preparations for the celebration to be held on Friday in Livingstone have heightened. Women from various groupings, including men and women in uniform, all turned out at Livingstone Institute of Business and Engineering Studies for a final rehearsal. Here are the details.
Preparations for the International Women's Day celebrations, which falls on Friday, 8th March, have heightened in Livingstone. This is the first time Livingstone will host the main commemoration of the day. Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kavika is impressed with what has been put in place so far.
So far, so good. I would say we are very well prepared. I would say maybe about 99% prepared. We have very good response basically from the people of Livingstone and basically the entire province of Southern Province. So we have people who are coming all the way from the head office of Southern Province, that is Choma, and then we also have people coming from other districts to come and celebrate with us. So it's going to be an exciting moment.
The women in Livingstone are looking forward to the event.
It's our day whereby we express what we want to be in future. And once you invest in a woman, you have actually invested in the nation. I feel very excited, privileged actually, that it's going to be held here in Livingstone. I'm encouraging every woman to come and hear for themselves what our leaders there have in store for us.
The permanent secretary also highlights the importance of celebrating Women's Day.
This is a day that we highlight and showcase what we are able to do. So I'm inviting all the women countrywide and especially Southern Province to join us as we commemorate International Women's Day for 2024. And I also call upon all the women countrywide to join in their provinces, because this is being commemorated everywhere in all the provinces.
This year's theme is Invest in Women and Girls, Accelerate Progress. Ethel Chanda, Zanis in Livingstone.
In other news, Minister of Information and Media, Cornelius Mwetwa, has commended the Technical Working Group for formulating the Independent Broadcasting Authority IBA and Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation ZNBC Layman's Bill that reflects government's agenda to grow a free and professional media. Mr. Mwetwa also commended the team for prioritizing stakeholder consultation in the formulation of the Layman's Bill. The minister said this in a speech read for him by the ministry's permanent secretary, Tabo Kawana, during the presentation of the IBA and ZNBC draft Layman's Bill by the Technical Working Group. He stressed the need for citizen participation, as this is consistent with government's open-door policy that ensures citizens participate fully in the affairs of the country. He explained that the proposed repeal and replacement of the ZNBC Act shows that the government is on its way to take back the national asset into the hands of the Zambian people.
Having IBA not being able to regulate the ZNBC is an anomaly. I want to take this opportunity by commending the Technical Working Group for the job well done to formulate the IBA and ZNBC Layman's Bill. I also want to take this opportunity to commend the stakeholders that participated in the formulation of this bill. There is a consistent government's open door policy and inclusive policy that ensures citizens participate fully in affairs of the country. I think we have noticed now that citizens are more free to participate, especially on calling programs on radios and television. We have also seen the new dimension we have taken with Sunday Interview, for example. We go live and we allow for citizens to call in. All that is in order to enhance full participation of citizens. The government's agenda is to grow a free and professional media, bearing fruit through the reforms such as the proposed repeal and replacement of the IBA and ZNBC Act aimed at entrenching a well-informed populace.
Independent Broadcasting Authority. The IBA Act number 17 of 2002 has faced some challenges since its enactment over a decade ago. Now, some of the challenges that you can note are that there is lack of legal provision to regulate ZNBC and other state-owned broadcasters, which has been the wish for the stakeholders for a long time. The other challenge is the lack of legal provision on the free-to-air television service. Then another challenge is the gap in the regulatory framework for online broadcasting. As for ZNBC, the following is the rationale for the proposed repeal and replacement of the Act. Number one, to designate ZNBC as a public service broadcaster and owned and funded by the public. Then the bill also provides a legal framework to formalize the existence of state-owned broadcasters such as Zanis, Parliament TV and Radio, among others.
The Funtwe Royal Establishment of Mpasha Chiefdom in Rufunsa District has expressed concern at the increasing number of children being involved in illegal mining in the area. Royal Establishment Chairperson Charles Chibulo says the number of children being involved in illegal mining activities is worrying and needs urgent attention. Mr. Chibulo says the Royal Establishment is working with the traditional leadership to curb the situation and advising the children to go back to school, especially now when the government is offering free education. Rufunsa District Commissioner Richard Mabena also expresses concern, stating that his office is working with the traditional leadership to bring the situation under control.
The newly mined and the old mine in Kaombo. And on the newly mined, when I went there, I saw there was actually very displeasing. I saw children as young as 12 and below.
Health news, the Minister of
But sooner after going there, I called my headman and said, I do not want to go there and find this mess again, because it is denying our children to go back to school, particularly now that we have a free education. And if we can have a situation where our children, our parents are encouraging our children not to attend this free education, then I think as leadership, we are here. And we have said we are going to partner with government. And this is how we can see ourselves that we are partnering with government, is by seeing to it that our children go back to school.
So on one issue of the child labor, which happened here in Funsa during the time when the schools were closed, it is true there were a lot of children at the mining, the new RR mining, where there was a gold rush. But currently, the situation has changed. Most of the children, they have reported back to school. I liked the way how the chiefdom did. They engaged all the headmen for their awareness that they should not allow their children to go to the mining area because of the free education. And a lot of messages was taken around into these villages, and now the situation is different. The only situation which is critical in my district is the hunger situation, which I know it's affecting most of the 6 districts in Zambia. So we are trying to see what we can do. We are working with the FRA to do the community sales of the maize, and at the same time, we are working with the ZNS, supplying the ego milling in the district.
In health news, the Ministry of Health in Kaoma District in Western Province has expressed concern on the escalating number of people with mental challenges. The concern has prompted the District Health Office to call for an emergency stakeholders meeting to discuss how best the issues can be addressed. Mutinta Mubangwe has more in the following report.
A week barely passes by without receiving a new mental patient entrant into the central business district of Kaoma town, mostly males. On average, one cannot move for more than 500 meters without an encounter with a mentally challenged person. Arising from this development, the district health office has since called for an emergency stakeholders meeting to ponder on how best the situation can be addressed.
What we have noticed in the district is an increase in terms of number of mental health cases in the district. Yes, we have got challenges here and there, be it in our facilities, in the community, and it came as a source of concern. We would like to engage all the stakeholders to come in and find a way out to resolve the current challenge we are facing.
Various stakeholders have lined up a number of interventions.
The department has been helping in family tracing for persons with mental illness. We use our structure, which is the Either Coordinating Committees, SCC, and the CWACs, which are Community Welfare Assistance Committee, to trace the relatives to patients with mental illness. We are also doing repatriation. Then from there, we also assist in providing social support.
Traditional leaders from the 2 royal establishments in the district also add their voice.
But the degree at which families are being separated because of listening to self-professing prophets is getting too much prevalence. So let us make sure that anyone that is sick is seeking medical attention.
Advise our community to take charge and identify
those mad persons. And also we should be following them up where they are coming from, which family, because the families also have the responsibility to ensure that those people are taken care of.
99% of these patients are said to have found themselves in this predicament due to drug and substance abuse, and a fraction due to depression. Mutinta Mbagwe reporting for Zanis in Kaoma District, Western Province.
You are still watching Zanis News. Lubambala Correctional Farm in Mpika District has increased its maize production from 8 hectares to 130 hectares in line with the government's desire to see institutions like correctional facilities contribute to national food security. Mpika District Commissioner David Siame visited the farm and is happy that the correctional facility will contribute to national security as a huge crop harvest is expected. Details in this report by Peggy Coutinho.
While some parts of the country are experiencing a prolonged dry spell, the story is different for Mpika's Lubambala Correctional Farm, whose maize field is doing exceptionally well. The farm has increased production from 8 hectares last year to 130 hectares of maize field this year. Mpika District Commissioner David Siame has visited the farm and is happy that the Lubambala Correctional Farm will contribute to the national security as a huge yield is expected.
So what we've seen is quite commendable, and this is the way government would like to see the government institutions taking part in the food basket of the country, especially now that we have a challenge, as you are aware, we have a drought, the southern part of our country.
Mr. Siame has also pointed out that the northern part of the country has been receiving some rainfall, adding that food security is assured in the northern region.
We're in the northern circuit here, where the rainfall at least has been very satisfactory. So it is encouraging to see Lubambala Correction Facility increase production by way of increasing the hectare.
Lubambala Correctional Farm Acting Senior Superintendent Kelvin Kwaindi says the farm has also been using the irrigation system during those times when there is little rain.
Due to the poor rain pattern that we are currently experiencing, so definitely we are able to supplement the rains through irrigation, as we are able to see. Currently, the center pivot is run in the 70-hectare crop.
Peggy Coutinho for Zanis in Mpika, Muchinga Province.
Senior Chief Kalilele of Mushindamo District in Northwestern Province has given land to Zambia Air Force ZAF for agricultural activities. This came to light when Deputy ZAF Commander Major General Arthur Kalaluka paid a courtesy call on Acting Deputy Permanent Secretary Tredson Mulofwa in Solwezi. General Kalaluka has commended the traditional leader for the gesture, adding that it will help contribute to food security of the nation. The Rural Electrification Authority REA has officially handed over the solar plant project site to 2 contractors in Chief Lundu Chiefdom in Chama District in Eastern Province to commence the electrification process. REA Senior Planning Engineer Mutanga Munkombwe says the project, which includes the reticulation network, will be carried out at a cost of 14.4 million kwacha. And Chief Lundu of the Senga people of Chama District has urged community members in its chiefdom to safeguard the project jealously against vandalism, as it is intended for their benefit. Details by Pamela Inambao.
The Rural Electrification Authority, REA, has continued to electrify rural communities in an equitable and sustainable manner for socio-economic transformation. Residents of Lundu Chiefdom in Chama District in Eastern Province have also benefited as the contractor has been handed over the site to start the works. During the handover of the solar plant project site, Chief Lundu called on residents in his chiefdom not to vandalize the project.
I want to thank once more the REA and our able government for enabling this project to come into our chiefdom to stay.
Do not vandalize this project. This project has come to change your living standard.
Make sure that each and every citizen in this chiefdom should be a police officer from today.
The total project sum, including the reticulation network, is about 14.4 million kwacha. The project we're handing over today is for a joint venture partnership between Omuyo Muri Construction and Engineering Limited and Smart Networks, both of Lusaka. The project will have 2 solar mini grids, one will be 90 kilowatt peak, the other one will be 30 kilowatt.
The 2 contractors engaged to carry out the works are optimistic that the project will be completed within the stipulated time frame.
We will deliver this project in good time so that they can have access to electricity as soon as possible, just like other places that we've already delivered similar projects.
Government and RIA for awarding a woman-led company, and out there I'm also encouraging fellow women to come into the women-dominated field.
Once the project is completed, learners and the community at large will benefit in many areas.
We thank the government for bringing power here in Lundu so that we can be able to study, because most of the pupils here in Lundu are failing because we don't study, we don't go for prep.
Once power is installed, our businesses will boost.
Pamela Inambao reporting for Zanis in Chama District, Eastern Province.
World Vision Zambia has donated school furniture worth 1.6 million kwacha to 5 schools in Kafiwe District. The donated items include desks, chairs and tables. Details in the following report.
World Vision Zambia has donated school furniture worth 1,600,000 kwacha to 5 schools in Kafiwe District. The donated items include 214 desks, 269 chairs and 13 tables. Speaking at the handover ceremony in Kafiwe, World Vision Zambia Chipapa Area Programs Manager Barbara Mashinkila said her organization is committed to supplementing the government's effort of creating a conducive learning environment for learners in the country.
World Vision Zambia, and with the support from Gifts in Kind, have been supplementing government efforts of creating a conducive learning environment for learners under the Zambia Reading for Education and Development Technical Program. We are gathered here today to donate 214 desks, 269 chairs and 13 office tables, which are distributed to 5 schools in Chipapa Area Program. And these items were procured at the cost of 1,600,000 kwacha.
Kafiwe District Commissioner Morrissey Kapulwe said the gesture has come at a better time when schools in the district are struggling with furniture.
The gesture by World Vision has come at a better time when schools in the district are struggling with the seating facilities. Ladies and gentlemen, the gesture by our partner resonates well with the President's desire that by the end of the year 2024, all pupils in school should not sit on the floor.
Naboi Secondary School head boy had this to say.
On behalf of the school, and most definitely on my own, I would like to tender my gratitude to Gift in Kind, World Vision, for the donation of 50 book racks and 50 chairs to our institution. Your benevolence is timely and will forever be cherished. It is also a feat worthy of emulation.
Reporting, I'm now Piri.
That you have brought for us, we are thankful.
About 1.5 million kwacha has been invested to construct Twatasha Community Hall and procure motor vehicles for taxi drivers in Chingola constituency on the Copper Belt province. The fund has been sourced and allocated through community projects and loan components of the Constituency Development Fund. Details in this report.
These are people of Chingola constituency in Chingola district on the Copper Belt province. They are happy that they are also benefiting from the Game Changer CDF. 5 motor vehicles have been procured through a loan component of Constituency Development Fund (CDF), meant to empower local cooperatives who are also taxi operators into entrepreneurship and also to improve their livelihoods. And Twatasha Mount Pepos Community Hall has been constructed under community projects of Constituency Development Fund (CDF) to promote community engagements between civic leaders and local people, and also to be used as a revenue-generating business venture. Chipoka Mulenga, who is area member of parliament and also Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister, officiated at the handover ceremony.
Project yikele pakati kamishi itatu. Chikola ibele lyoku, Twatasha hapa, Lulamba ibele lyoku, na Gibson Chifembe yabele hapa. Yose mfranga ya isana mukumana, twale saranga tuambokula manda Yesu. Ati lyoku bat apa panchani hapa, pelala mbafye, lekeni abantu banjine nebachinda be, bayikwatile community hall. Mwalintuma nalia lomba na nikulu baka indira tata abera Twatasha bane lokwa pamfulanga ya isa ifat pelenda la meshi mu CDF ila nitule bomfya twakula ne chikulu ichakala abapo mkwai mkwanzo making our names bigger, but this time we want them to be taxi owners. CDF is not only empowering education. CDF is not only empowering teachers. CDF is not only empowering households and villages and communities, but also entrepreneurs. So to you, my dear brothers, I'm taxi drivers, there is a loan component here on CDF Mulia. Apply.
Local civic leaders have assured the local people on more developments to come under CDF.
To congratulate the beneficiaries of this community hall as well as the vehicles procured from the CDF loan component being handed over today. Ishimyotoka mushibonje bwino. Ise chita kumwena kobonze bamone.
Ati bachipoka basumina tianchi warabika pola community hall pano tuli.
The beneficiaries and community members are happy with the developments and are optimistic that the 2 projects will flourish and improve their livelihoods.
We are happy to see this building which the government has built for us. Very soon we are going to start using it for other occasions.
Indeed, CDF is a multifaceted game changer which has continued to improve people's livelihoods and bringing up infrastructure development across the country. I'm Ian Chomba reporting for Zanis News in Chingola District, Copperbelt Province.
Constituency Development Fund CDF beneficiaries in Shizongo Chiefdom in Iteji District, Southern Province, have expressed gratitude to government for providing them with empowerment grants which have significantly improved their lives. Details in this report.
The Constituency Development Fund in Iteji is assisting in the reduction of poverty and the promotion of productivity. Precious Shakamata of Shizongo Chiefdom narrates how her club used their CDF grant.
Ngona ngutu tene ngutu endera twakeza twanjiha mu 2023 ngona twanjiha mapopwe kwa ai yakatupa 44,000 kakulire ntwa kataiga twakaule nkuku shiri 53 ano ngutu ambe nkuku shiri 91 tuli bazumwana ngutu veleta tulohe okuyokera munchi tulakurumba tuchizumana naku ya kumbera mwenu bamaka intuni muchitandavala amubuke mulange kumbera mwahibe makilabu kwamba mabotu.
Muyasan Apple Women's Club made an investment in pigs and goats.
Twagarembera grant bagatupa 40,000 then twagaola mpongo angurube impongo ili 22 ingurube ili 21 so twarumba umumende Yesu utiatu panga kubagaboto.
Wow Bujiba Sekaseka Women's Club of Chikaza Munyama Chiefdom invested in goat farming.
Usekulumende yatu yohwa yatu pamalia CDF so tuana bubo tukwambati ikulumende twaulele mwe mpongo twawata bumi bubo tu chintu chitwagita shabota.
Itejiteji Town Council Public Relations Officer says CDF grants are successful in lifting beneficiaries out of poverty.
We have a lot of stories as it is. Everywhere you go, you find women, they've been empowered with livestock. Today, youths are able to brag about having cattle, about having pigs, about having goats, and these are youths that are able to do things on their own. We have another young man that has done so well. He's ventured into transportation. He was able to buy 2 taxis.
Frederick Mwansa, Zanis, Itejiteji.
The Zambia Congress of Trade Union and the civil society organizations in Northern Province have entered into an alliance that will monitor the utilization of the Constituency Development Fund. Alliance coordinator Mukela Kamanisha has, however, expressed concern with the alleged misuse of the funds in some constituencies. Let's take a look at this report.
The Zambia Congress of Trade Union and the civil society organizations have formed an alliance to strengthen advocacy of the Constituency Development Funds, CDF. The alliance observed that CDF is a game changer, which, if well utilized, can help reduce poverty in communities. The alliance has since held a stakeholders meeting in Kasama district to discuss issues on CDF, as Muleka Kamanisha, the alliance coordinator, explains.
This far, what we have noticed has been that despite CDF being channeled to the constituencies, there's quite an information gap that is there. Some of the communities do not even know that even the CDF exists. Yeah, but also you look at the quality of projects that are being done in certain constituencies is not living up to what is expected, of the guidelines from the CDF.
Zambia National Women's Lobby Board member Mary Banda, who attended the meeting, commended the alliance for the initiative.
A lot of people, both men, women, and youths, they don't know how to go about this CDF. Where to go, how to apply, they don't know.
Other stakeholders had this to say.
There hasn't been so much cooperation between the CDF committee and the members of the community and the other organizations. But with attending this Constituency Development Fund and these others, what you see is that we are going to have a lot of knowledge about it, and community will be able to be sensitized on these issues.
Is that if there can be a deliberate policy of funding the WDC's offices, because these are the people who are going around the wards to get information.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama, I'm Jafet Munkondia.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe says essential medicines and supplies are a pillar of the health system. Mr. Mwanakampwe said this in a speech read for him by Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Shimwambwa during the Regional Drug Supply Chain Review meeting in Kabwe. He said the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the USAID Global Health Supply Chain Program, seeks to strengthen the capacity of provincial and district supply chain supervisors. Details in this report.
Government has continued to prioritize availability of drugs and medical supplies to all health facilities. This has not been without any challenges, as reports of pilferage have continued to be recorded. It is for this reason that government is strengthening measures to curb the pilferage of drugs and medical supplies.
Essential medicines and medical supplies are a major pillar of our healthcare system that satisfies all levels of service delivery, including preventive, curative, palliative, and rehabilitative services as a continuum of care. Ensuring availability of access to essential medicines and medical supplies is critical to realizing a healthy and prosperous nation. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the USAID Global Health Supply Chain Program, Procurement and Supply Management Project, seeks to strengthen the capacity of provincial and district supply chain supervisors by developing sustainable systems to ensure uninterrupted supply of health commodities at all service delivery points. The goal for this meeting is to review the provincial supply chain performance, share best practices, build capacity, and strengthen supply chain data use for decision-making at district, provincial, and national level.
Minister of Health Chief Pharmacist Luke Altuli bemoaned the pilferage of drugs in health facilities.
As you may be aware, there is, we can say there is rampant pilferage of medicines in the public health sector. And this is negating the efforts that government is putting in. Government is putting a lot of resources in order to procure and ensure availability of essential medicines in public health institutions. But because of these pilferages, you know, this is negating the efforts of government. And that's why the task force wants to ensure that we curtail these, thefts.
And Central Province Medical Director Elijah Mutoloki had this advice.
So there's something we have to improve. Even as we are working as pharmacists, let's find a way of making sure that what we have is communicated to the clinicians first. The clinicians should be communicated to, and the public also should know. If there is no drug, essential drugs, I'm 100% sure that we have the essential drugs. The other drugs which may not be here, one or two, we should still communicate to the leaders here to see what can be done. We still insist, please don't allow or don't give prescription for nothing. If you have to give prescription, let at least the head of the institution know that this thing we don't have and we have started giving prescription.
Kelvin Tembo for Zanis in Kabwe, Central Province.
That item concludes our Zanis news. But before we go, a recap of stories that made headlines. Government recruits 314 cholera volunteers. Lubambala Correctional Farming increased maize production. World Vision donates 1.6 million kwacha worth of school furniture to Kafue. Plus, Women's Day preparations heightened. That's all we had for you on Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, I'm Faith Katai. Have a pleasant viewing.